Hello, everyone. The book we're going to be talking about today, I think, is severely underrated and not appreciated very much. And that's a shame, and I hope to change that with this video. But before I get into all that, I want to remind you that my book of short horror stories, called The Things That Happen at Night, is available at the link in the description for only $3. Also in the description, there's still a chance for you to win a free physical copy of the book Golem, which I just reviewed on my channel. And you can enter for absolutely free. And it's going on until the 31st, and there's a link down below for that. Also, be sure to sign up for my newsletter. 2 or 3 times a month, I'll send those out, telling you about any book giveaways, free books, and other happenings in the horror book world that come across my attention. And also, there are some free short stories from me to you, absolutely free on Wattpad. I have 3 of them up now. I just uploaded one called Decker House. I hope you check it out. Again, the links are all down below. And join me on Instagram and Twitter. Those links are down there. And we'll talk about scary stuff together. All right, now let's get on with the video. All right, so the book we're going to be talking about today is called The Shadow After Sunset by Aaron Baker. You might be thinking, who is Aaron Baker, and how come I've never heard of this book? Because not a lot of people have, apparently, and that's a shame. I didn't know who he was. I didn't know anything about the book, but he was kind enough to send me a copy. And sometimes, you know, people send me copies of their books, and you know, on this channel is all about positivity. And I only review, discuss, and recommend books on this channel that I like and that I would like you to discover as well. So if I don't like something, I just won't put it up on this channel. That's all. I don't feel like, you know, knocking anybody's work just because I personally didn't like it. Who knows? Some of the things I don't like, you might really enjoy. That kind of thing. So when he gave it to me, I wasn't sure, but man, I was hooked right from the beginning. And this is a very well-paced, well-told supernatural horror story. And it's just fantastic. I absolutely loved this book. And I couldn't believe that it was so underappreciated as it is. It's about a man and a woman, and they're having difficulty in their relationship right now, a man and a wife. And they're trying to work it out. And one day on the way home from work, the man stops at a yard sale. He sees something in a garage at this yard sale that catches his eye. It's a mask, a very well-crafted, handmade mask. And on this mask are different strange symbols and words and things that he doesn't know what language, but his wife happens to be an anthropologist, and she's into all that. He thinks he'll buy the mask, take it home as kind of a peace offering, trying to get that relationship to come back together. When he gets it home, his wife is really less than impressed. She pretends she loves it. She has no idea what the symbols are. She's never seen anything like it, but she thinks it's some kind of replica. But they put it in a prominent place in their home to display. Again, compromises from each other, trying to keep this marriage alive. But almost immediately, things start happening. And at first, it's nothing wild. It's nothing crazy. This author does a great job of pacing this story out. He doesn't just throw everything he's got at you right at the beginning. He's very, very good at keeping the tension going and building it up over a period of time. But it starts out as something like a shadow in the corner. The man wakes up and sees a shadow, and this shadow is just staring at him. It's not doing anything. It's something that he absolutely fears. He can sense the evil, but it's not doing anything. And what could be more frightening than that, right? You wake up, you see something darker than the dark, an almost human-like form just sitting there staring at you in the night. That's some pretty creepy stuff. Brought some goosebumps to my arms. But his wife doesn't see it at first. But when she does start seeing it, because they aren't really communicating, they both kind of hide this from each other. He sees it, she sees it, but they don't really communicate that to each other because of the issues in their marriage. And over the course of the story, they both start kind of losing their minds. They both kind of start acting very strange and very different, and even sometimes recklessly toward each other, even more so than they already have, because of this shadow, this evil that's been let inside their home, and they don't know why. Eventually, they do discover that each other has seen this, and now they have to figure out why it's there, how to get rid of it, and if they can even get rid of it. And if they can't, maybe neither of them will survive. Because as this thing gets progressively stronger, as this shadow kind of feeds off their negative energy that they're giving out, it becomes stronger. And it starts manifesting itself as more than a shadow. And by the time we get to see its ultimate form, it is downright frightening. This creature that this author has created. One of the most frightening supernatural creatures in a horror book, in my opinion. It's very, very scary. And there are other things involved too, and there are twists and turns that are going to happen in this book. And one thing I really like is that this author takes some of the more mundane things that happened in this book, but later on, those things are going to become a huge component to the story. And it's really going to put the horrifying events really more into focus, because there are twists and turns. There are other characters that are going to get involved, including a psychic, including a cop who has something to do with their relationship. But I'm not going to tell you what. You'll have to find that out for yourself. And it could mean the end not only of their marriage, but the end of their lives, if they can't find a way to figure out what this evil is, how to get rid of it before it tears them apart. And they slowly start becoming undone because of lack of sleep and because of fighting, and because, of course, this presence, this shadow, is eating all those negative emotions. It's feeding on them and causing these arguments and these feelings of restlessness and terror to invade their home and their lives. It's a very effective, very well told story. I was really surprised that this book should have been way more popular than what it is, in my opinion. I'm telling you, it's criminally underrated, and I hope to change that, because I want you to buy a copy. It's worth it. Trust me. It's just a fantastic book. I absolutely love this book. And I would read anything else by that author again, because the way he tells a tale, you can tell he's edited this book to make the pacing perfect for the story that needs to be told. There's not a lot of extra things going on in there to distract you from the main story. And he keeps the story going and going and going. And then, like I said, the twists at the end that I didn't see coming just blew me away. I really, really love this book. And there's a link down below where you can purchase it on Amazon, and you really should. Yeah. The Shadow After Sunset. Pick it up. You'll like it. And also down below are all my other links to my book of short horror stories, link where you can sign up for a free physical copy of Golem, my newsletter link, and of course my Twitter and Instagram. Check all those out. And as always, I want to say thank you for taking some of your time, spending it here with me. I really appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. And until we meet again, keep reading spooky, my friends.